Hello and welcome to this edition of the XSeries, where you will be learning about relational XPages. You'll be hearing from Andreas, Senior Software Developer at IBM, and Howard Greenberg and Paul De La Nebbia from TLCC.
Well, welcome everybody. Myself and Paul De La Nebbia from TLCC will be helping out on the questions. But we wanted to give you just a quick intro to our XPages lineup. We do have 3 XPages courses, starting with a JavaScript for those who don't know the JavaScript language, and then 2 XPages courses. And we're working hard on a course on mobile XPages. And our courses are either self-paced, or we do have instructor-led online classes, and we can also come on site and deliver private classes. And QBS is a reseller of the TLCC courses. So if you're a QBS customer, you can contact your QBS salesperson. We do have a special for anyone attending this webinar. If you go to that URL, tlcc.com/webinar, you can get 20% off on any of our courses. And that is good. We'll probably keep that open through the end of December. Okay, Don, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Howard. I'm going to pass the ball over to Andreas and let him get things kicked off for us.
Hello everybody, my name is Andreas Chalapinas and I'm a senior software developer inside the XPages team in IBM Ireland, and today I will present you a webinar called XPages Goes Relational and present you what are functionality currently available for you when you are able to download the OpenNTF extension library. So a little bit about myself. I'm involved with the various Lotus products since 1995, but some of you may probably remind my name while participating in various Lotus business partner forums and so on, and I was in charge of one small IBM business partner in Lithuania for the last 7 years. So in case you have some additional question after all in regards to Lotus, you could ask me as you want. So let's start our today's webinar. What will be the agenda of it? So at the beginning I will present you what is currently called the XPages extension library OpenNTF edition, which is targeted to 853, and what is the current IBM position in regards to official support. The next one step, I am planning to cover both installation on the server side and on client, and we'll do the live demo of those installation steps so you could memorize during that process, or maybe some question will arise from you, what you need to ask, what you need to know. Then later I will cover what is actual the XPages relational support implementation, what we have already and what is still under either development or under our thinking. What you are getting actually out of the box, what is called those new data sources for RDBMS connectivity, and what should be usually done as the manual connection configuration step, and what add functions are available for server-side JavaScript. Also during my presentation I will use the already installed locally DB2Express instance, so just for you to show that our XPages relational support could already work not just with our own embedded databases but with already corporate database. And later we will have probably around 20 or maybe even 30 minutes for question and answer session. So let's go on our presentation. So what we are currently have with XPages extension library. It is a project which was started originally on the OpenNTF website, and as you could see, the project creation date was on September 1st, 2010, and it's currently one of the fast-growing project with a lot of additional functionality added to it almost on each, I would say even each week, not just each month or each quarter. And if you are not yet very aware where you could download it, then just go to the xlib openntf.org and see that downloads and releases section, and from that section you could download the latest release we will have there. Also, you could see that the owners of this project is actually all current developers who are currently involved in developing various controls for this library, and myself, one of my current responsibility is to enhance that relational support for XPages. So what is the IBM position due to that XPages extension library? Actually, a library by itself was initially the so-called beta was released on the October 70th on 2011, and the library by itself is available as one big zip file. Here you have in this presentation the direct link, so you will be able to download it yourself. But what's most important is that in new section related to this project, to this library, you could read the post from the Pete Johnson, where you will find such statement that it sets the stage for many of the controls and objects to become a supported set of features for Lotus Notes and Domino. So what that would mean for you as, for example, either developer or for corporate customer, that IBM actually listens to its customers, and it was taken the decision that part of already presented functionality which is available through the OpenNTF projects should be made available also on the regular IBM supported basis. So that means that OpenNTF projects will stay as is and will enhance further, and that part of it, the same exactly code base, will be officially supported by IBM. So that was one of the requests from the corporate customers. So what is inside that library, and how we actually differentiate what part is officially supported and what is not yet officially supported. So in that library we have now two sets of plugins. One is called XLib, another call it is XLibX, and that one called XLibX actually contains by us call it experimental code, and in that experimental code currently XPages relational functionality is included, and while we proceed further and that code will be mature enough, so it will be made as under official IBM support, and it will be changed from XLibX to XLib. So what should you do when you want to evaluate that XPages extension library both on the server side and on the client side? Actually, when you download that big zip file, inside that zip file you will find another zip file. So you have actually two of them. One is called update site openntf.zip. So this one is required to be installed on Domino server side, and another zip file which is called update site openntf designer. This one is to be installed on Domino designer. So first I will cover what is the installation step involved on the server side, and later I will cover what is on the client side. So installation on the server side currently is described in one wiki page, which is called XPages extension library deployment. So on that wiki page you could actually see some screenshot, but I will do the live demo of all those steps today. Short, what is involved in all that installation? So first of all, as an administrator of your server, or for example if you have your own development sandbox and on that sandbox your own administration by yourself, so first of all you will need to create a so-called update site NSF application. So that NSF application will be based on update site NTF template, which is now available as part of 8.5.3 release. Then later, when you create that NSF application, you are importing into that application your update site zip content. To make that run, you need to specify one additional variable inside your nodes ini file. And in regards to those additional safeguards, you have also the ACL settings. You could even enforce who could do that step and what kind of plugins could be imported into your update site NSF application. After that, what you as a developer or as an administrator could do to verify that, for example, your plugins were installed correctly on your server. So from administration or even from development point of view, you should actually restart the HTTP task, because those plugins will be loaded on HTTP task start. And to verify that library was actually installed properly, you would need to invoke such OSGI command. So you could see here it's a long command, tell HTTP OSGI SS, and then you have that specific identifier of our extension library, which we call for short just xlib. So it's com.ibm.xsp.xlib, and on the server console you will have the list of those plugins included into that library. So that's the main step you would usually do on your server or on your server sandbox. What else to mention is that we don't provide right now any, besides embedded Derby database drivers inside our OpenNTF extension library delivery. So because of that, for connection to DB2, MySQL, MySQL, or Oracle or other databases, there are two choices for you. Either if you are a developer and you are experimenting on your own sandbox, you could develop so-called plugin wrapper for a particular database driver. It could be done quite easily. Or if you are not that familiar with the plugins development, currently there are already some sample of DB2, MySQL, and MySQL drivers, wrappers provided on OpenNTF website, and actually we have all free links to them inside this presentation, so you could also download them. And for this webinar, what is used as a backend, it's used the DB2 Express C version 974 RDBMS, which you could also download from IBM for free and to experiment. But that is not enough. So for DB2, actually, you will need to download the so-called DB2 driver update site. So we will do that as well, and we will do the installation of this DB2 driver update site the same way as we do the installation of the extension library by itself on the server. And after that installation, as before, we will actually do the verification step to verify that DB2 plugin is installed correctly, and for that another OSGI related command will be invoked. So that covers mostly the installation on the server side, and what is the additional plugins need to be installed in regard to relational database management system. So when all those steps are done, you could do very quick. Another verification step is by launching the demo application, which is included into the extension library delivery zip file, and that demo application, call it XPages gdbc.nsf.